Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think today I will coin a new expression, and that is right by default. But the default was not proven as right. Have you ever encountered a situation where someone starts with a claim without agreed upon as being a valid claim to an issue, but he uses it as if we all agree with? For instance, someone says, well, given the global warming, or yes, are you a non-believer? Like you by default should be a believer, you know what I mean? Or by default you should agree with the global warming, which many of us do not agree with. But they start by default setting the stage and the premises. Pay attention to this. I found an article here, and I will give you a few examples by being right by default. The default is not accepted, as I'm saying. They think it's accepted. This is global warming, that's one of them. The other one is religion, that by default you have to be religious. If you're not religious, there's something wrong with you, instead of being the other way around. But that's another one. All right, and the other one is progressive. Hey, these guys, the progressive parties. Like progressive means something, progressing something towards something good. No. All right. So let me show you this little article I found here that triggered me into discussing this right by default. Here, New Voice of Ukraine. Kyiv enforces EU pollution rules to modernize industry. Do you understand what's going on here? So by default, you modernize, that means you are better by enforcing pollution rules. So that means by imposing more restrictions on you, you are more modern. You are better. You understand that? That's the same thing with the progressives. The progressives. What does it mean exactly? Progressing towards what? A cliff? So you can jump off? Pay attention to the default statements like this, my friends. We didn't agree with them. It happened many times when people, they have a conversation and they say, oh, you're a non-believer? Oh my God. Like you are the problem, not the delusion over there. No, you are the problem, not the something. Think about it. Instead of saying, well, we start by default by nothing. And then if you want to go right or if you want to go left, that's an extra to nothing. Not from something, you already go back by default that is available. The same here. Kyiv enforces EU pollution rules to modernize industry. It goes by default that modernization is the same thing with enforcing EU pollution rules. That is creating more restrictions, more regulation. But hey, that's modernization. So I just wanted to share with you this kind of garbage articles. And it says US has implemented a law on integrated prevention and control of industrial pollution to align with EU directive PACACACA EU on industrial emissions. Who says that's good? Who says that is good? Obviously we say, well, pollution is bad. It is bad, but when it kills business, what are you going to do? What do you mean pollution? You think about free world pollution? That would be fantastic, but I don't want to live in a cave. If you want to live in a cave and you want to walk to your store that is about 50 miles away from you, be my guest. I don't want to do that. Well, how can we solve that one? Well, the social contract. How do we do that? By voting people in office. But who has the propaganda megaphone? That's very important. So again, Kyiv enforces EU pollution rules to modernize. Are you not a believer? Given the global warming, you know what? No. And progressing towards what exactly? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Like, hi, I'm special. Special doesn't necessarily mean good. Remember. So same, progressing towards what? A crime? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.